Test, test, test. Okay, I think you guys can hear me, right? Hello, Hux. Hi, hi, hi. Welcome, welcome. And hello, Jaculatrix. That video that you posted on how to say your name, I listened to it over and over. And I was like trying to think of how to remember how to pronounce your name. And I was like, you gotta put the emphasis on the cool, because Jaculatrix is so cool. Well, hello, hello. Well, we'll get started in a little bit. Oh yeah, since you're here, actually, I should set up a tab with your art, because I was gonna look at it at like a previous art appreciation, but I wasn't sure if you preferred to be in chat when I looked at your art. So if you want, I could take a look right now. There we go. So both Hux and Jaculatrix are gonna be perceived today, alongside a handful of other folks. I have so many tabs open. I actually have to put them in groups. Hi everyone. Hi Matthew. Hello Nomi. Nomi, I missed you. How's your computer doing? Hi Kuraketa. Kuraketa, I'm not a furry. I'm just a bear. Just going off what you put in the Discord. Hello, hello. Yeah, are you streaming tonight, Nomi? Let us know. Let us know. You know what? I think I'm ready to. No, wait, I forgot to tweet out. I have to tweet. Okay, I'll tweet out and then we'll get started. Tell me what. Okie doke. I believe I'm ready. Let me go to Zatsu first. Let's chat for a little bit and then we'll get straight into looking at some art for today. Hi everyone. Hello, hello. I'm Babinka Bear, artist, historian, art historian, and Sunbear PNG tuber. And today we're doing a little bit more art appreciation. Woo! And I got a lot today. We have a lot to look at today. Cause we actually had a lot by this morning. I already had 3 artists that people posted in the Discord. Oh, which by the way, if you guys want, hi Vite Height, hello, hello. If you guys are interested, if you haven't heard already, I have a Discord. It's right there in the chat. You're the schmoovin' little guy? Yeah. Wait, let me catch up on chat. Let me see May, I see you there. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Nomi's here. Kuriketa, you can't deceive me. No, I'm not a furry. I'm a bear. I mean, bears are fluffy and furry, but I'm not a furry. I'm just a bear. If you are Despair Bear, you're not furry. There you go. Sadly, no, the person that was gonna help me set it up got lazy and stuff. Oh no! Lazy. Hopefully tomorrow. Okay, hopefully tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Hi, C-May. Who else do we got here? Yeah, Randon's drawing of me. Yeah, it's right behind me. I do want to put some more art behind me eventually. Maybe some art from you guys. Let's see what else. Hello again, Vite Height. We got Hux. Yeah, the schmoovin' little guy, the bear of the polar variety. That's his name. Wizard Bear's here. Yeah. Deadlining. Oh no. Yeah, I have subtitles. I have captions. Yeah, little by little, I'm adding stuff. See, I have an overlay now. I have a class I'm trying to do a whole classroom setup. So, wait, that's right, captions. Let's put on some captions. I mean, not captions. Music. No, wait, actually, I take it back. I do have an art tag, Matthew. It's just Bibink Art. Let me put it in the chat. No, that's not what I meant to do. Bibink Art. It's just my name plus art at the end. Yeah, that's my art tag. Actually, so I did want to start out with where art appreciation, my expertise so to speak, my degree that I paid moderate amount of money for is in visual art, right? Like the art appreciation. Why can't I talk today? The art appreciate. You know what? It's time for some tongue twisters. Unique New York. Unique New York. Unique New York. Red leather, yellow leather. Red leather, yellow leather. I am the very model of a modern major general of information animal mineral. um okay, hopefully I can talk now, but yeah, so visual art. Visual art is usually my expertise, but today I do also want to because Dia Nork actually put something in content Rex. I know you did too, Matthew. We will eventually look at that. But Dia also showed off some music, some I believe, what is this? Pakistani music? But first, because I did that, welcome to Unique New York. Because I did that, I kind of do want to do that one tongue. We did like a stream before where I did like Tagalog tongue twisters, but now I'm like, oh, I do know a couple of like English ones. But I don't know, is a modern general, is that one is that a tongue twister per se? I am the very model of a modern major general. I used to do this when I was in drama class. Okay, give me a second, and then we'll put on. No, you know we can put on some music right now. Let's put some Vocaloid classics, some "World Is Mine." It'll be a little low, but because I want to do this, and then let's do the art appreciation. Okay. Have you guys heard of this one? Wait, let me make it bigger. If you want to practice your enunciation for any language really, you should do some tongue twisters. So let's do this. I remember a little bit from high school, from drama class. You ready? I am the very model of a modern major general of information, vegetable, animal, and mineral. I know the kings of England, and I quote the fights historical, from Marathon to Waterloo in order categorical. I'm very well acquainted too with matters with matters mathematical. I understand equations, both the simple and quadratical. About binomial theorem, I'm teeming with a lot of news, with many cheerful facts about the square of the hypotenuse. I'm very good at integral and differential calculus. I know the scientific names of beings and animalculous. In short, in matters vegetable, animal, and mineral, I am the very model of a modern major general. It's a tiny bit loud. The music or me? Wait, where's my mouth? Oh, I'm peeking. I'm peeking. How's that? How's that? I am the very model of a modern editor. Oh, the music. Okay. I put myself lower. Okay. I put myself back to 5.2. I'll put the music. Oh, the music's doubled. Or not quite doubled, but give me a second. Pudding. How's that? I lowered it just a little bit. She knows the name of the beans. Just say the name of the city in Wales. I actually don't know how to say that one, but I know that Connor, not Landon's friend Connor, but Connor from Sea Dog VA, he knows how to say it because he is Welsh, right? It's something like, I can't say the double L. It's like Schlanfer Pursh something. Oh, thank you for letting me know. At any point, if the music is too loud, just let me know. Okay, thank you, Jaculatrix. By the way, if you guys want to know how to say Jaculatrix's name, you remember to emphasize the cool, because Jaculatrix is cool. Because I think I've been pronouncing it Joculatrix, like emphasis on the la, but it's supposed to be Jaculatrix. At least from that one video that you posted, right? Jaculatrix. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. We're actually gonna get started with some music first. So this is from Dia. And we can also listen to it again. Oh no, something got censored. Was it a link? Is it one of those like you forgot to put a space after the period? So yeah, this one's from Dia. It wasn't put in the art appreciation thread per se, but it was put in the content recs thread. I mean not thread, the channel. And I don't know, it just seems pretty cool. Oh, and Matthew just put the that Welsh name on there. We'll look at that too. But I'd say this counts as art, doesn't it? It's a performing art. It's an auditory art, but it is art. So let's go ahead and give it a listen. Then we'll go. By the way, here's the order for today. We're gonna listen to this, then we're gonna jump right to Hux, cause I know it's 2:30 in the morning for you, so I want to make sure you also get some good sleep after. You don't have to stay for the whole thing if you don't want to. I want to make sure you get some good sleep, okay? I'm not used to hearing the right pronunciation. Ah, it's a YouTube. Oh yeah, the thing of Connor saying the thing. Okay, so let's go ahead and give this a listen. Oh wait, it's the music. There we go. Can you guys hear it? Let me know if the volume's okay. Oh, beautiful. I love how, like, how do I say it? I'm not good at music terminology at all, but I don't know anything about music critique, but this is so beautiful. I love the script too. I want to learn how to read that. The writing. Is there dance too? Yeah, it is a pretty language. The beeps, the boops. I also don't know the music terminology. Moving and grooving. Schmoving. It's like the way they, like, what's the word, but like their voice moves. It's like a lilt, you know? It's like a you know? I like it. It's very subtle, but it's there. Dance time! It's like, it's never just one note. It's like the end of it always has like goes a little bit higher, right? I think that's what it is, Jaculatrix. It's like a nasally, the nasally quality, but it sounds nice, you know? I love just like the vibe of happiness with this too. It's so happy. Oh my god, that was so cool, like the continued notes. Yeah, exactly, Hux. The visuals are very pretty paired with the music. Ooh, I got like chills. I got like chills from where she started like moving her hands along with it. So beautiful. Coca-Cola. So wait, what did I just click? Okay. So, just really quick review of things because like I said, I'm more of like a visual, like I'm more like able to talk about like the visuals. One thing that I noticed was like look at the architecture. Look at the architecture of the background. It's so like geometrical, mathematically so, and it okay, I'm gonna show my ignorance here, but Pakistan, this says Coke Studio Pakistan. They're more Muslim, right? Like, am I right in that? Because like this is like still South Asia, right? So India, Pakistan, Nepal, Bangladesh. That's all like in that region, that part of the world, right? But I remember like Hinduism is more. Maybe I should have waited until Dia was here, but like India is more Hinduism, right? And Pakistan is more like Muslim. Because the reason why I bring it up is because like I remember hearing that, or not hearing, but like when you study like I suck at architecture other than like Gothic architecture, but I know like Muslim architecture is so beautiful. Like the ones that you see in Spain, like the cathedrals and mosques that you see like in Spain, they're so beautiful and they do have this like mathematical geometric like quality to them. And I remember it has something to do with like, you know, in Islam you can't show you can't show like an image of the prophet, right? The Prophet Muhammad, blessed be his name, you know? So Pakistan is 97. Oh, okay. Thank you, Jaculatrix. Thank you. Yeah, the architecture. So like this is just what I heard. I don't like feel free to correct me if I say something ignorant, but like because they can't portray, you know, like images like a figure, that's why like you see more like typographical and geometric art from like Muslim or like I guess specifically Arabic Muslim like communities, cultures. So like if you look behind them, like look at the is it called lattice work, you know? Like I don't know. I'm showing how much I don't know, but like I don't know, it just seems very like mathematical but very beautiful. It's like very satisfying patterns is what I'm seeing. That's kind of like what was kind of jumping out at me. And then another thing, how come the thumbnail is like when I click it, the thumbnail isn't like it's not matching. There we go. There we go. You guys see the like this part? Isn't it pretty? Another thing I noticed is that there's a part where the female dancers they start like whirling around. Let me lessen this. They start like turning. That reminds me of have you guys heard of the whirling dervishes? I think they're like a sect of they're a sect of like I believe Sikh? Are they Sikh? Like, I forgot if they're like Sikh or wait, what is? Let's do some research on the fly here. Sikhism. That's also from South Asia. Whirling dervishes. But basically, oh, Sufi. What is Sufi? Sufi is Muslim, right? Is that Muslim? Anyway, it's like a yeah, there we go. Dancing to meditate. Yeah, exactly. Like it kind of reminds me of that. Is it? Do you see it more here? There was like one part where it was like these gals, they were whirling around. And I think that's pretty cool because just the concept of like using dance as a way to meditate. Because when it comes to like meditation, what it is basically like you're just focusing in on, not just, but you're like focusing in on your own thoughts. And like you can actually get that, it's easier to achieve that. Because when you start doing stuff like meditation, your mind wanders, and that's kind of natural. In fact, like when you okay, I'm not a meditation expert, by the way. I've only done it like, you know, like 10 times in my life, but like but usually when you start the especially if you're like listening to a guide, they're usually like, it's okay if your mind wanders, you know. That's kind of like that's kind of part of it, right? um because usually when you think of meditation, it's like you're kind of just sitting there. Like for example, if you imagine like Buddhist monks meditating, they're kind of like sitting there. They're focusing more on their breathing, and that's kind of what gets them to like meditate, to like think on things. But the idea that you don't have to necessarily just be sitting there, you could be dancing, you could be doing something super repetitive, is like such a cool concept to me. The whirling dervishes are basically like that, where they're just turning over and over and over again, and like that repetitiveness allows them to like meditate a little bit more effectively. So I wonder if that's kind of a reference to that, especially since we're talking about like Muslim architecture. I wonder if like that's kind of touching into that, like this dance as like a way to like meditate, get closer to your thoughts, get closer to God, to Allah, like depending if that's what the message of this is, you know. The patterns are reminding me when I was at the library and I saw some gorgeous saris. I was trying hard not to stare because I don't want to seem racist, but they were pretty. Yeah. It's kind of like a mixed bag, right? Of like, I want to appreciate this like this thing that I'm looking at, this person or this like clothing that I'm looking at, but I don't want them to think that I'm staring out of like, you know, negativity, right? I think I told this to like a coworker once, but one time I was like on the subway, on the bus, and like there was this guy that was just like, I like the words I used was like, that was the most beautiful man I've ever seen. Like like I wasn't like romantically into this random dude, right? But he was like East Asian with like long flowing hair and like um I don't know, like it was something about that I was like, wow, this is so, you're so beautiful. Like, but you're also just like a passerby on the subway. Yeah. It wasn't anything romantic. It was like, you know, have you ever just seen someone that is just like drop dead gorgeous, regardless of gender, right? And you're just like, wow, you're so pretty. You're so pretty. I'm but yeah, that's what that reminds me of. Reminds me of the meme of the Jewish men dancing in a circle, but set to EDM. Yeah. I've seen that one too. It's like I'm super white, so staring at a POC has bad connotations. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So you ran into an aesthetically immaculate Korean pop star in the wild. It was because, like, you know, when you say like a K-pop star, you imagine someone like well, I don't really know K-pop that well, but like, you know, a little bit more like skinny, I guess, with like a little bit more androgynous features. This dude was also like kind of buff and like kind of buff with the long hair. It's like someone from Death Clock. Are you guys familiar with Death Clock? From this one show, Metalocalypse. It's like, imagine someone like that. Did he come with a BGM and dramatic he really could have. Like he really could have. But yeah, like I understand it. But Yeah, so I know I'm wondering if there's some kind of link between like the whirling and then all of that. An absolute unit of a man. Yeah, exactly, exactly. The music itself, like I said, I'm not great at like music, um, like appreciation or feedback, other than just like it sounded cool, right? Like I don't have the words to be like, oh, I love the cadence or the. See, I don't even know the vocabulary. Like I love the timbre of the voice. For me, it's just like it sounded beautiful and they sounded so happy. I think I like this one quality in South Asian music where it's like they hold out a note, but it's never just one note. It's never just like ah. It's like ah, like it goes up and down. You know, there's probably like a term for it, but I just don't know what it is. I had the opportunity to like I was really close to taking a music theory class in high school, but I ended up just disliking my orchestra teacher. And I was like, I don't want to spend any more time with this dude. So um yeah, that's why I'm more like into like the visual arts, but this was beautiful. So yeah, they waver the note. That's yeah, that's a really good way of putting it. I'm imagining East Asian techno Viking walking past Babinka in the subway. Yeah, it was a while back. It was like back when I used to like take the subway to Anime Expo here in Los Osos, you know? And I was just like, wow, this guy's gorgeous. But yeah. So this is Tu Jum. I don't know if I'm like pronouncing that right, by Nasibo Lal Abida Parveen, and it was recommended by Dia Nork. Don't trust me, I'm stupid and tired. You're not stupid. You may be tired considering it's like almost 3 in the morning, but you're not stupid. No, but yeah. So thank you, Dia. If Dia shows up again, let's let him know that we took a look at this a little bit, a little bit eepy. But yeah, so with that, let's go ahead and go on to Huxley. Woo! Yeah. Oh, what's this notification? We'll find out later. But yeah, let's go ahead and appreciate. Oh, let's put on some music. Let's put the Vocaloid back on. There we go. And then once again, let me know if the music is too loud or too soft, or if my voice is too soft or too loud. Such a good song. Yeah, pat. Putch. Huxley, that's your friend. Get supported, nerd. Okay, I'm so happy to be able to look at your work, Hux, because like I remember when I first joined like Random Chord. I think that's when I started seeing more of your work. Oh, you know what? I think this might have been like the first thing I saw of you from like the project, the Random project. And like immediately I was like kind of enamored with the way that you do pixel art. Oh, the cookie. What is it? I'm trying to find like that might have been the first one that I saw. This one right here. But I feel like there were others. Like I feel like it was right around the time that Random first opened up like the Discord. Like I feel like this might be one of the first ones, right? And I think was it older? I love your character, by the way. I love like how you portray yourself. It's so cute. Milky! Hello everyone. Welcome, Raiders. Hello. Sorry I had to jump out. I had to start this stream. But hello, Milky. Hello, Raiders. Welcome. Oh, my alert. Who was that just now? Thank you for following, Sir Shabby. Hello everyone. Let me make sure that my alert is above everything so I can actually see what's going on. Why isn't it going on top? Oh, whatever. But hello everyone, welcome. I'm Babinka Bear, art historian, Sunbear PNG tuber, and today we're doing some art appreciation. You guys are, if you guys want, you can send me art or artists that you really like. It could be like historical artists, like I really love Da Vinci, you know, or I really love this one piece from, I don't know, the Sistine Chapel, or it could be like contemporary. Right now we're looking at Hux. We're looking at Huxley's work over here. But thanks for the raid, Milky. If you're tired at all, feel free to. I'm gonna borrow this term from Jiro, who we raided into the other day, and he said something like raid and run. Like, you know, you raid and then you run. And like, but yeah, if you want to grab a snacky or just lurk, that's totally fine. But thank you for the raid. Let me go ahead and shout you out. Wait, 4 milks. I feel like everyone here, especially the raiders, already know who this is. She's amazing. I like to eat and run, eat without paying. Oh no. But you know, I want to get into I want to get into good streaming practices. So like the shout outs, the commands and whatnot. So well, yeah. But yeah, we're looking at Huxley's pixel art right now. I was just saying how like I remember seeing your art like a while back when Randon first opened his Discord. I think this was one of the first things that I saw, right? I should also ask so for if Milky is about to eat and run for the raiders, how was the stream? Let me know. I swear to God, Milks, when I turn 18 I will follow you. I thank you for abiding by the rules. I appreciate that. I'm sure Milky does too. You just get some lunch? Yeah, sure. But yeah, so let's get into this art on the side. Did anyone tell Shinri that he got a shirt? That shit is insane. It was spooky? Oh man. Spooky. Milky, I really liked hopping onto your Discord voice chat yesterday. It was really fun. It made me like I said, I think that was the first time we like spoke. Like, you know, just not via chat, because we always talk like via each other's chats, right? But I liked it. But yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. I have a little bit of a confession, Hugs. That when I first saw this, there's one thing that like I have a personal preference with pixel art, and I did see that you started to change it a little bit, but my personal preference is that I don't like the doubles, I guess, and I'll explain what that is. But you've since like taken them out, but like when you see here where there's like a corner, there's almost like a doubling of pixels over here. And at first I was kind of like, like that's not my personal preference, but it still looks good, right? Especially like if you look at the overall work over here, look at the freaking shading here. Look at the look at the quality. Like you can tell that this is a slime, right? Like look at the quality of like just texture and everything here to make it shiny. Look at okay, I still don't know how to do like folds. like clothing folds. I didn't know back then. I had only done it for a few weeks. I think that's what's super impressive is that one thing that I observed from just seeing your art all the time was the amount of improvement that you did within just a couple of weeks. Because like I said, I think this is one of the first things I saw. There's like doubling over here. But even like then, this is still like such a quality piece of art. You see like the folds here, you see highlights, you see here that like that kind of tells me that like you have knowledge of like how clothing and how fabric folds and how to shade and highlight it properly, how to render it properly, essentially. So you have the shading on the shoes too, to show texture. You have like the texture on the slime. You have the shine over here. Even something like the text. Look how you have like the highlights. So you could have easily just like made it one solid color, right? But you chose to also include highlights here to give it some dimension. I never noticed this, guys. Look at the end of the exclamation point. It's Orby. It's a hidden Orby. Isn't that cool? Neither do I. How to leg. Hux is goated. I have zero knowledge. It don't seem that way. Bro, those sketches you showed me are goated. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, so, did you use like a reference, or did you kind of just like, did you just kind of know like where to shade? Because for me, I still heavily use references, you know? Which there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with like using references, but like to me, it's super impressive. People who don't need references, like when Milky was drawing last night on Discord, I was like, "Dang, you're doing that without reference? That's incredible." You know, I didn't notice that. Yeah, that's creative. Ace's leg is reference. Ah, nice, nice. Hidden Orbeez nuts. Orbeez nuts. Yeah, yeah. So it's totally okay to use a reference. Like, but this is really cool. So doubling, I wanted to show you guys what I mean by that. It's one of those things that this is from a tutorial by someone named Mortmort. They do tutorials for like pixel art. Let's see. I should have probably like directed to it earlier, but is it in this video at all? It might not be. Maybe it's in this one. Ah! It's so loud! Oh, here. So these are doubles. Like, it's extra adjacent pixels within line work. So, like, if you look at this, all of the stuff in pink, that's a double in pixel art terminology. So, there's nothing wrong with it. Like I said, it's more so your personal preference. Because, like, this is what it looks like without the highlights. This is what the line looks like. If you take them out... Does this show what happens when you take them out? Hello? There you go. If you take it out, it's just that it looks a little bit neater. But it's more so your preference. So there's nothing wrong with doubles in my opinion. It's just more of like people's personal preference. It makes it more jaggy and thick. Yeah. There you go. Jaggies as well. Most pixel art knowledge comes from Minecraft. That's an excellent way to learn. The way that I learned it was Animal Crossing, the 3DS one. Wait, not 3DS. Why did I say that? The Switch one. Why did I forget what it was called? But yeah, Jaggies. That's another thing too. Is I think does he go over it? Yeah, he goes over this too. Jaggies, mismatched pixel segments. So yeah, that's like some like these are things to avoid when you're like a beginner with pixel art. And I think that's what's super impressive is within just a couple of weeks, you start seeing it in your art. You start seeing it in Hux's art. That like, look, this one no longer has doubles on it. See, it's kind of like a neater line over here. And then also just like the quality of everything is really nice. You still have that like, you can still tell that this is a slime. It has the highlights. It has the texture over here. I got so excited when you said 3DS thinking you were a New Leaf enjoyer. No, I'm a fake fan. I'm so sorry. I did have a 3DS, but I didn't play Animal Crossing back then. Let's eat crayons together. Well, how did you do this, like, this blurred effect? That's another question I have, Hux. Do you use Aseprite, or what program do you use? Because this is pretty cool. I think, like, on Aseprite, I would know how to do this. It's like, there's a way to blur it. Or are you manually doing what's it called? Anti-aliasing. Because anti-aliasing is when you kind of like intentionally blur some lines to give it more dimension. Use an app on my phone. Oh, is it Ibis? I think I asked you on the Random Cord like way back when. Don't you do this on your phone? That's also crazy. It's like people that are able to do art on their phone. That's like so cracked. Disease creature. Squeeze. You gotta squeeze them. I just lowered the opacity. Ah, nice. And see, that's cool because like, oh wait, this is such a good one, Hugs. Like, because like, you know, like I said, there are certain programs like Aseprite, like they make things like that a little bit easier. But the fact that you're doing it manually without like the program doing it for you, that's also like super impressive. Yeah, this one's super good because, like, for one, I was like, how do you say this? It would have been super easy to just do like this green as the orb, right? And then this white as the paper. But no, if you look closely, let's see if we can look closely. If you look closely, look at all the different colors that Hux used, especially at like the perimeter of like. These are the eyes, right? Like, it's just supposed to be like a solid color. But right at the perimeter, you see that there's a slight change in color, and it adds dimension. It adds a lot of dimension to it. Takes a little time, but worth. Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say so. Here too, like you know, there's people that do pixel art and it's a little bit more what's called like graphic. And when I say graphic, I don't mean like gore and guts. Because graphic can also be used to describe something that's like a graphic design type thing, where it's a little bit more like the colors are a little bit more stark. It's like imagine screen printing, or imagine like reduced like you don't have that many colors to work with, right? Here, you use like all the colors to its advantage. I tried doing backlighting. Yeah, backlighting is exactly, because it's, you know, the implication is that like Orby is like an eclipse, right? Like the sun is shining behind him, so all of this is highlight, right? And then as it goes out more, the colors do dim a little, intentionally, right? Intentionally. And I don't know, there's just like a lot of like texture, there's a lot of like dimensionality, is that the word, right? To everything. This is really good. This, like, I remember when I first saw this one, I was like, whoa, what's the, like, that's so good. I usually use graphical when referring to art that is like, in order to differentiate. Yeah. Oh, graphical. Okay, so I should take note of that. He's the moon god now. POV, you're playing Termina, or you're playing Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, and this is the moon that's like looking down on you. Cute cat. And oh my god, you're so like multi-talented. Well, okay, I don't like using the word talented because, you know, it sometimes that like takes away from the hard work that goes into it too. But like, you're like a multi-threat, a triple threat, right? Because I also saw your crochet work. You got the crochet, you got the pixel art, you also got the traditional art. Look at that, that's so good. Are you self-taught, Hux? Or are you, have you taken, like, art classes before? Multi-drifting! Different from my other stuff, but super fun to draw? Nice! Nice. No, guys, is it really worth it? No! The boba you're drinking? It's Big Ham's eyes. Big Ham specifically, by the way. No! Good use of color too, because like, you know, I know it's like we're still supposed to be a shit post, but using like kind of the vibrant like red orange to kind of like highlight it, it stands out really well, as opposed to like if you were to use black, then like it would blend in a little too much with the eyes. No, I took art courses in school but never got taught digital until now at college. Ah, I see. If only someone could mod Majora's Mask to change the moon into Orby! Bonus points if you can include the progressive pain scale. Oh my gosh. 100 big hams to die? No! Big hams had to die for your boba tea. Oh no. Oh no. You're talking mad shit for someone in spear range. I didn't mean for it to just be looking at your Twitter. But... Oh, this one was so good. The GIF work is also really good, by the way. Super good. And the fact that you're doing this on your phone is like insane. Your Honor, he's cracked. This one too, the pet. Oh my god, there's sound. Me when I pet my cat. Oh my god, I love this one is like, you got any games on your phone? Oh, it is! I forgot that that's literally what he says. You got any games on your phone? Stinky. Yeah, so you guys see, like, I think this is what's super impressive too, is like the improvement over time. When was this? November, right? Just a couple months ago. This is where you had the doubles here, and then eventually they start to disappear, but eventually, like, there's just so much improvement over time. Aww, the eyes. I think what you also, another like really good strength that I'm noticing is expressions. Like, I don't know, there's it's almost like the way that Randon, whenever Randon does like a meme drawing, like he himself comments that like he doesn't quite get it one-to-one, but he gets the spirit of it. And I think that's I think that's like it's very similar here. Like, you're very good at like expressions and showing just like the general vibe, right? Like this one, You know, it has like this really adorable smile, the sparkle in the eyes. This one, like the you know. Phone user kawaii. Oh my god. My first one. I still have the this is some random grip as my header. There's a bigger version of the meme one, a little bit back. Let me see if I can get it. Also the cookies is you're a quadruple threat. Watching my little streamers. I love it, I love it. Bleeds pathetically. This is really good. This is really good. I love it. So keep on. Oh yeah, the Omona one. It's super cute. He has seen unspeakable horrors. Like this right here, this is what I'm talking about. You could have easily just left it as like a solid color, but instead you made like an active decision to include more colors to give it more dimensionality. I love it, I love it. I can't believe our first interaction was me asking if you could use the autism as my header. That's so cute though. That's so cute. So yeah, this is Huxley's Huxley's art. Oh my god, I don't follow you on this account. I follow you on my other one though, right? I follow you on Pao Pandan. Let's give that a follow. Now I expose myself as being a fake fan. I'm a real fan now though. No! Wait, this is another really good kind of look at something, because usually when you learn how to animate in pixel art, one of the things they teach you is like, for example, how to bounce a ball. Because like you have like quite literally like a squish, like what is it? Like a squash and stretch type thing. So learning how to bounce a ball is a really good way to learn how to animate in pixel art. You see it too here. Like it's not a ball bouncing. He is getting squished. He is getting explodey just a little bit, but like it's good because you quite literally see like the squash, the stretch. Like not only is the exterior of the body like squishing, look at the eyes too, until they disappear. Like, get hydraulic pressed. I love it how it shows dimension by his hair not being squished. Yeah. Yeah, really good. Delicious pancake. Delicious Orby pancake. So yeah, everyone, be sure to follow Huxley. And commissions is it still open, Huxley? Are your commissions still open? I don't want to like advertise and it's just like, no, actually my commissions are not open. Hi Baba Nana. Hello. But yeah, check them out. And also, like, if you guys also want to get into pixel art, I recommend looking at, well, I don't know, I dabble in pixel art, but Hux, you definitely do it more, like, on a more regular basis. So if you have any tips for folks, feel free to put it in the chat. I usually link people to, like, beginner videos like this. Brandon James Greer and Mort are two really good ones for like people that are just getting started. I like this one. I like this video. We're not gonna watch the whole thing, but he talks about different ways to... Matthew, thank you for the gifted sub to Huxley! There you go. Hello. Oh, and hello, I don't think I said hello to you earlier, but hello, El Ringo. I didn't say to all the raiders, did I? I'm so sorry, but... but yeah, so... This one's really good. It goes into, like, you know, how to use color. It has some really good tips, like, you know, conserving on how many colors you use. He talks about something called hue shifting, which is, like, you don't even need to do this just in pixel art. It's also just a really good art tip in general. Like, when you shade something, instead of just using, like, a darker orange, for example, consider using, like, a darker red, for example. You're shifting the hue over. So, yeah. I keep forgetting to commission you, Hux. Let me set a reminder. Yeah. So everyone, go ahead, check out Huxley's stuff. If you want to get into pixel art, I recommend looking at videos and tutorials like this. And maybe one day you too can also improve as fast as Huxley did. So yeah, thank you, Hux. Thank you. And then I believe Matthew was the one who recommended Hux's art. So thank you, Matthew. We're gonna go ahead and move on to Jaculatrix's art. I love hue shifting, shading blue and red with purple is peak. Yeah, exactly. Instead of dark and light, it's better to think of Yeah, cold and hot. Exactly, exactly. Which I remember we included this in for those who don't know, for Randon we did a birthday present for him. There was the Kudo board, but there was also an art guidebook. I don't know if he ended up looking through it. I also didn't want to like bug him about it because I asked once in chat and it just sped by, but I didn't want to like be obnoxious about it. So, but I hope that like if he does look at it, it does include stuff like hue shifting, cold and hot colors, that kind of stuff. Because I know that he like asks about that too. Matthew Sneaky, yeah. My twin may not be the best I have. Oh, do you have a page that you would prefer that I look at? Like, do you have a like an art page or anything like that, or specific pieces of art? If you have specific pieces, I don't remember if you sent me some like way back when. But if you want, you can either use the Twitter post that I set up, or to put it out there once again. At every opportunity, I will do this. You can also join the Discord. There's a channel for it. I'm hiding in the header. Yeah, you are. You are. You're right there. Still the intent. Get eated. Yeah, feel free to DM me. Sorry, let me catch up on chat. Want me to DM me the intent one second. Okay, cool. I'm hiding in the header. I love this song. He wanted to take like a lesson. Wait, he wanted to take like a lesson or a page from the art guide every Friday and apply. Wait, when did he say that? I missed it. I did. Oh my god, there's an ant. It's just one ant, but no. I've had trouble with ants before. Where are you, fucker? I caught it. Okay. I caught you, fucker. Sorry. Usually, yeah, my room's not dirty at all, but because it's been raining so heavily lately, I've been seeing like scattered, like just one or two, but like that's enough for me. The moment they get a scent on something, it's Jover. That's why, like, as soon as you see one is like, that's too much. That's one too many. You gotta get them. My towel got invaded by. Oh no! You see what I mean? Like, they're relatively harmless, right? But like when they start to swarm, it's gross. So like, you know, there's no food in my room. And Asian rise up. Oh no. Oh, take your time, Jakulatrix. Take your time. We're shit talking the ants. And actually, it's getting a little bit warm in my room, so I'm actually gonna go turn off the heater right now. Okay, I'm back. There was a spider on your bed? Oh no! Oh no. I used to be more scared of spiders until Spider Waifu happened. And now I'm not. And that's legitimate too. I put that on my like debut stream, but like I used to have like arachnophobia, and then that one spider isekai, what is it? Kumo desu ka naniga? That one? Like, it legitimately, I'm not like shitposting here. It legitimately like lessened my fear of spiders. Rip, I thought your towel was sweet. Oh no. Bro, I just washed. Not sure when he said it, something to catch up. I think it was during chat. Oh, okay, yeah, oh, I'm glad. I didn't want to bug him, though. I didn't want to be like, hey, just wanted to know if are you gonna look at... And, like, it's not even for my own ego or anything like that. It's more so to acknowledge the people that, like, worked on it, right? Like Dino J. Oh my god, Dino J is so cracked with, like, layout work. I wanted to make sure that they got acknowledged, you know? And more so for them. But also, you know, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's also a little bit for me too. It's also like, I want you to see the thing that we made for you. I'm trying my crap top lag. Wait, what? Like, trying to chat without freeze. Oh no! Not in your bed. DM. Oh, okay, I see your DMs. Watch Isekai to assuage your fears. Have you seen Kuma 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 Bear? I've heard of it. I think I've seen that one. Art book is so good. Thank you. I've heard of that one, but I haven't watched it. Okay, cool. I see I did DM you, but I added some. Oh, you did. You did. You DM me a whole bunch. Okay. Let's take a look at this artwork. This beautiful artwork by Jaculatrix. I don't think I'll be able to get through all of them if that's okay, but I'm gonna take the last two that you just sent me right now. Whoa, spooky. Wait, where is it? Here we go. Wait, let me close tabs. One thing about me is that I really, like... I get overwhelmed easily if I have too many tabs open, so I try to close them as I finish, like, using them. That's fine. Hang on for a little longer. Yeah, no problem. If you have to go to bed, Hux, no worries about it, okay? Yeah, get some rest. Get some rest. Okay, cool. So this is Jaculatrix's art. We have here a cute cat person, right? Cute. I really love the designs on the tail. Is this like a calico cat? Everyone orbiting the orb dude do great things. Y'all are crack. Yeah, for real, El Ringo. Everyone is so good. You know, and everyone has like different skills. Like, I don't know if how much I've ever interacted with Daimao, for example, but I know they're like a cracked programmer. Bulky is super good with her art. All of y'all who like submitted art, like super cracked, you know. Some of y'all are like really good at like streaming. Some of you are good writers. Like, I don't know, like the whole community is amazing. So cute. Character is Diona from Genshin. Ah, I'm gonna be dead for college. Oh no! Good luck. Yeah, feel free to watch the VOD. Don't feel bad about watching the VOD. Okay, so I am not super familiar with Genshin. I did try a little bit, same with Star Rail, but I eventually like fell off. Feel appreciated. I want to see your art. Yeah, look. But just for reference, let me see. So Diona Genshin. Just so that I can compare like what is like from the original design versus what you added. Ah, okay. Okay, so it's a calico cat. She does have that outfit, right? And then I like the little purse thing. I like this art style as well. Oh, Sime, thank you for redeeming posture check. I was shrimping. I was in fact shrimping. So for one, I love the addition of like the darker skin tone, right? What's that? Wasn't there that one tweet that was like, you know, so many character designs can be improved with just a little bit more melanin. El Ringo with the tummy with the tummy emote, the Rivian's pet. And then I also like just the way that you went about the calico like designs, you know? Like if you look at the original design, it's not just, but like it's more so towards like realistic calico designs, right? Here it kind of reminds me of a more artistic feel. Like you put a little bit more like art splatter in there. And the beans! You get the beans! Does she have those beans in like in her like actual design? I'm trying to like find one with like her hand. I can't find any. She has like the implication, like she has like it's implied, right? Like you can see a little bit of the cat beans. I love cat beans. My two cats are with me in the room right now, and their beans are so cute. So many color palettes will look better even with slightly darker skin. Yeah, very true. I heard that Genshin in particular is not the greatest with showing folks with like a little bit more melanin in them. But not to throw shade or nothing. But yeah, I love the pose too. I kind of like how you kind of show a lot of like dimension to the for example, like the thighs over here. They look, you know, like like an actual person's thighs and not like just sticks, you know. Doggo toe beans, yeah. And then like the little touches of just making her a little bit more cat-like. Cause here it's like just what is it, Kemono Mimi, like just animal ears, and like the like very softly implied beans. But here it's like she is a cat person, you know. It's like the one I haven't played Final Fantasy 14 in like a minute, but like, isn't there like a cat people race, right? But you have like the whiskers that actually look like kitty cat whiskers. Even the eyebrows, you know, it reminds me of my own cat. You have like the cat eyebrows with the whisker. Like there's like a little bit of longer hair. The nose is a little bit more like Leonine. Yeah, Hrothgar. I think Kei has the darkest skin in Genshin, and he's still not that dark. Oh no. But yeah. Can we zoom in? Ooh, very nice line work. Nice cell shading, especially. Like I said, clothing is my weakness. So when it comes to like shading, I'm not the best. So this is really cool. And you're showing like, you know, for something that's metallic, it has a different type of shading, right? Very cute. Very like sassy pose as well. I don't know if the character herself is also sassy, but but she's definitely given it, right? She's given the sassy vibes. Nice. Okay, let's go to— oh, this is so cool! This is so cool. Is ancient Egyptian themed. For those who like, this is your first time here on this stream, I love ancient Egyptian stuff. Oh, she's violent. Ooh, I like that. I love ancient Egyptian stuff. So like, one way that you can identify like ancient Egyptian motifs, right, is usually with like the coloration. Usually there's a lot of gold contrasted with like darker colors like black. But also like some of the symbolism too. Like this is the crook and flail. This is like these are symbols that typically like a pharaoh will hold them. They're symbols of leadership and power over his people, essentially. Anubis! You have Anubis on the back. Anubis is the Egyptian god of embalming, one of the death gods in ancient Egyptian mythology and religion. So here, it's specifically from a scene from the Book of the Dead where he is weighing the scales. So in ancient Egyptian religion, it's believed that when you die, your heart is weighed against a feather on a set of scales. The feather is called Ma'at. She represents a goddess by the same name. If you were a good person, your heart will be lighter than Ma'at. It will be lighter than order and justice, and you get to have an afterlife. But if you were evil, then your heart will be heavier than the feather of truth, and you'll get devoured by Amut, the devourer. She's violent, a bartender that hates alcohol. And this cat. This is my redesign of— oh, is it Sino or Kaino? Because goddammit, Hoyo do better. Yeah, Joculatrix is correct. All the time. Oh, they're actual hieroglyphs. I do hieroglyph learning streams. I haven't done them lately, but I did hieroglyph learning streams a while back. Some of these I do recognize, like the this one is a letter, I believe. We have the crook and flail. We have the scarab beetle, which is associated with there's a god. He has like the best design out of the Egyptian gods, by the way. Hold on. I'm blanking on his name because of streamer debuff, but scarab god. Egyptian. Not MTG, Egyptian. Khepri! He's Khepri. He has the best design, in my humble opinion, because he's literally just like a dude with like a scarab beetle for a head. He has a scarab beetle for a head. He's like, I don't know, he's kind of awesome in that way. He represents the rising sun. So we have like the beetle over here. It's because scarab beetles in real life, they push dung into balls, and for the Egyptians they saw that and they're like, oh, it's like the sun being moved across the sky. Sino. Okay, Sino. If heavy, you get sent to the Shadow Realm, New Jersey. You gonna say something about Genshin might be tad controversial? I would be okay with it. I would be okay with it unless it's like, yeah, I'd be okay with it. Like, I just know that there's controversy that like they just don't depict a lot of people of color, like ever. So I do appreciate like, you know, these redesigns. You know, you can't really fault them because they had to join. Ah. Yes, exactly. It's just like in America. It's just like in America. Have you guys seen like the initial designs for like I think a bunch of like the Overwatch characters, and then that one that one Pixar movie, Encanto. Um, the sister that's like big and muscular, they had to like fight to make sure she was like big and muscular. Cause like the people that were the board of people for approval, they were like, no, we can't be showing like a muscular woman, and like they had to fight for that. So completely understand what Milky is saying right now. Is that most likely they probably wanted to have like characters with like a little bit more diversity, but it's very possible that the higher ups were like, no. It's a really good outfit. Yeah, 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 yeah. It is a really good outfit. Cause I like here the fish scale kind of motif. You have the actual hieroglyphs and then like kind of the sheen. Ah, so the sheen also has the fish scale. So is the implication that it's not the skin, but it's more so like this fabric over here? You also have like this skirt that you do see in like ancient Egyptian like works. Ooh, what's interesting here is that here in the back, this kind of reminds me of like the wings of a scarab beetle, which you also have here. And then of course, like overtly, the ears match Anubis, right? Anubis, the jackal-headed god. It's stuck in some trans scars. Nice, nice. Ah, I see, I see. Very nice. The Guitar Girl was based off ethnic Chinese group, and no one else made right after they joined. Ah, I see, I see. I didn't mean to post it that early. Yeah. Oh, good night, good night. Wait, is that what you're saying? That you're going night night, Hooks? Good night. Get some rest. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, Anubis is the god of embalming, and like one theory as to why that is because he's based off a jackal, and jackals in nature, it's very possible that ancient Egyptians would have seen them like what's it called, scavenging for food, and maybe even digging up things like bones and corpses and stuff in order to get food, right? Because they don't, jackals, wild animals aren't gonna know what's sacred to people, right? So like whatever smells like meat in the desert, they're gonna eat it. So it's very possible that ancient Egyptians saw them like digging up bones, right, and eating the remains, and it's very possible that they were like, oh, they must be like followers of like some kind of deity that like, they're interring the bones, they're interring the remains, so. That's one possible theory as to why like Anubis got associated with like death and like embalming and that kind of stuff. Xinyan? I want to learn tones. I want to learn like Chinese tones. I want to learn how to pronounce Chinese words properly. I gave him sandblast scars because he walks around shirtless in the desert. Also, the character is based off Anubis, so you can also see the scale tattoo on his stomach. Ah, yes, that's what that is. So it's the scales. It's the scales for of Ma'at. Very cool. And I like this one. Like, this is very specifically from the Book of the Dead. I love that. Very creative. Cool, cool. Yeah, very piercing eyes too. I like it. And the eye over here, is it specifically the Eye of Horus? So yeah, very cool. So the first two were redesigns of Genshin characters. We have Grampire! I miss him! We have Grampire! Resident Scholar of Hollowstar's English Vesper Noir, you son of a bitch! Oh my god, sorry if that like made anyone like sick. I miss him. Ooh, I miss him! Grandpa! Grampire! And it's his 2.0, of course, right? You got the vest, right? You got the lapel. Ooh, this is so good. I like the fangies, Gotta show the vampire-ishness. And the very slight his eyes. His eyes, I love it. It's very striking because if you like zoom in, how much can I zoom in? I love the eyes here. It reminds me of like, depictions of like black holes. Like it's not just a hole, it has like a little bit of like a corona to it. Or a crown, I guess. And then you have like the slit iris or slit what's it called? Pupil? I like that. That was one of my favorite things about Vesper's design is his um like it wasn't so overtly vampire, because I remember, do you guys remember when Tempest first debuted, before they had their actual debuts, they had like little teasers on their respective YouTube channels. And I remember I didn't realize that Vesper was a vampire until those videos, because like it's like kind of subtle, and I kind of appreciated that. Like he has like the slit pupils, and then of course you don't see the fangs unless he opens his mouth, right? And then the curved ears at a certain angle. If you guys have ever seen the 2.0, if you look at his design head on, you don't see the pointiness of his ears. It just looks like naturally curved. But then it's only when you look at the side that's like, oh yeah, he has the pointy ears. So I think I kind of appreciated that about like Vesper's design and his whole shtick, where he's like, no, I'm not a vampire. Like makes like obvious references to like, you know, his age. And like, do you guys remember like the worm stream where he was like I don't know what that red stuff is, but it looks delicious. like I kind of enjoyed the little like playfulness with that bit. But if we look at the actual art quality itself, I like the texture of like the brush that you use here, like the pencil texture. Like I said, I love the colors that you used in the eyes, as well as like this part that kind of looks like eyeshadow. For him during work. Yeah, you just said that. Oh my god, I should actually be like reading chat. Yeah, where he was like, I don't know what all that red stuff is, but it looks delicious. Him and Magni were eating good, traveling. Yeah, while traveling the world. Another fun little like vampire hint thing that I really liked was the when he called into Magni's what's it called? What's that one horror game again? The mortuary simulator? Where like, isn't there like a part in the game where you're supposed to like siphon out the blood, right, from the deceased like corpse? And, and Vesper was like, I don't know, seems like a bit of a waste if you ask me. Yeah, Vesper and those damn Belmonts. Yeah, you gotta yesify them. Yeah, exactly, mortuary assistant. Exactly. So I like the touch on the nose, you know? I like all that. Like I said, I like the thing. Okay, so also another thing with Vesper's design, both 1.0 and 2.0, is the freaking like complexity of it. Because like, for one, he like has one hell of a color palette. He has like, because he has like a lot of green, but then like the green turns into like a blue. It's like a gradient, and then there's like details on the sleeves, there's the laces, and the vest like has all these parts, and then there's the detail here. So anyone who like draws Vesper, like you have to be prepared to like do a lot of details. Excuse me. I like the detail here in the it's not an amulet. I forgot what you would call that. His design kicked my ass. Yeah, same. I think I only drew his 2.0 like once or twice. And I was like, damn, this design got hands. The arm design killed me. It came out so good though. So one thing that I like is I am a fan of like painterly styles. I'm also a fan of like digital painterly, if that makes sense. So Paco cooking for real. Yeah, bolo tie. Yeah, it is a bolo tie. That's right. That's right. I'm a fan of digital painterly styles where like you can see like, especially if you zoom in, like look at this, you can see the layering that you did. I didn't draw back then. Yeah, it's not too late, you know. I never drew 2.0, which I regret. Yeah, it's never too late. It's never too late. If you want to, just do it. Who's gonna stop you? Hololive, like Hollow Stars. But yeah, I like digital painterly because look at the layering here. You can see that you started, or I don't know where you started, but like, you know, it's very possible that maybe you started with this color and then layered on the highlights. I'm a big fan of that. You see that here too, like layering on the highlights. I noticed that. Oh, I love this. Wait, look at the color choices here. Because this is like the base color, right? The dark brown. And then the shading isn't a darker brown. It's a different hue. Like we were talking about the hue shifting before, right? I like it. Because this is more of a blue. It's even more blue here. Big fan of that. Very, you know, kind of similar to Hux in a way that like there's a little bit of like complexity to your colors that you notice when you zoom in. Let's see. I tried drawing him, dies by too much handsome. I can't put into words how giddy this is making me. I'm glad. Oh my gosh, his design is so cracked. One thing whenever I drew his 2.0 design though is freaking like I always have trouble with foreheads because I always do it like too short. Like I started like here, right? So for him, I always have to actively remember to give him more forehead. So yeah, good job with this one. Good job. Let's move on. This motherfucker. I want to stay longer, but I gotta work. Yeah, no problem, Milky. Thank you for stopping by and for the raid. Thank you. Have a good one. Oh, so scary. we have Rand. Wait, this is Randon, right? Yeah, he has the little. I do want to be better about like because you know there's other orc VTubers, right? There's Ribians, there's Kirill, you know. And I never want to accidentally be like, oh my god, it's Randon, and it's like someone else, you know. But yeah, this is Randon. Oh god, on the screen. Yeah. kind of fitting with the music too. Just a little bit. It's funny cuz like Randon, like he's so derpy and like he's so like how do I say? He's so goofy, right? That it's not often that you see like intimidating art of him, which is why I like this a lot. I'm a big fan of like intimidating art plus like I don't know if anyone's ever done this, but like I've talked about this before. I love Gesugao. Like that look of like a freaking insane person, you know? Like I don't think anyone's ever like drawn him like that. I don't know if anyone has. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But bike. Look at the tie. Bro. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Gesugao. Like, you know, it that doesn't like okay, when I say I'm a big fan, I don't want people to get the implication that like that's what I like whack it to, right? No, it's not like a sexual thing. It's just like an aesthetically pleasing thing that I like. Is I like Gesugao. I was not gonna try to draw a bike, especially with like not him, but like the other dude, Grampire. For the I think like on one of his streams, he noticed like if you try to take shortcuts with drawing a bike, he will notice. Cause I think like was it on his on Vesper's birthday stream, he like he like looked way too much into like, oh, this bike is missing this part. So yeah, like if you try to draw it and you fuck up, he like will notice. Bitch. But yeah. So yeah, I kind of like this, you know, it's the Stark. One thing in the art guidebook that we talked about too is that like usually, you know, artists hear a lot about like don't use Stark black. Don't use Stark black or Stark white. Like don't use 000 hex code or FFFFF hex code because it doesn't look realistic, right? But here, this is the exception because I remember in the guidebook we put like there are exceptions. Like if you want to make something look like uncanny or creepy, use Stark black. Use like hex code 00000. Cause like look at the effect this has. It's like scary, right? I'm not gonna try it. Oh yeah, reminds me of Lethal Company censored Spider. Yeah, did you guys see the clip of Shinri like losing it? That shit was so funny. Look in the darkness to the right. Do you guys know that fun fact about me that I can't tell my left and right? Oh. Wait, that's cute. That's so cute. Wait, can I zoom out? Let me zoom out and see the whole thing. Oh, so cute. Is that this person? Hello, HDTQW5. I recognize your name. I think I said that the other time you came here too, but now I can say how I recognize your name. I recognize your name from the guidebook. Hello. I'm glad he didn't scrutinize the bug I put in the pic I chose for Kudo board. Oh, it's your Sona of a goblin. Oh, that's so cute. I love it. In Lethal Company, there's an arachnophobia sensor. Yeah. Exactly. The sensor is just spider. Wait, that's so cute. I love the eyes. And we're gonna look at your Sona in a second too. So that plus aren't Randon's eyes naturally red, but you don't see it because his pupils are like usually small, right? You know, this is an excellent example of like using stark black or pure black, because as opposed to like another color, because Randon's hair color is black, right? Black with like the little like highlight here. However, this is how Jaculatrix was able to differentiate it. Instead of using a stark black, which is used for the shadows, instead it's like a darker purple. So for any developing artists there, if you want a natural look, don't use stark black. Use like a dark purple. Use a dark blue. And it can be really dark and it'll still pass off as like black, or it could be like a little bit lighter. Especially if it's in comparison to other colors, it'll still come off as black. But if you want to use like stark black for like horror themed or uncanny themed, you could do that too. You're making me realize how many decisions I made subconsciously. Yeah, I think that's the deal with like a lot of art too, is that like once you learn these things, even if you don't actively retain them, sometimes you just like you make certain decisions subconsciously. Very true. I'll never draw Green Man looking so intimidating. He's too much of a silly guy. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. That's definitely the reason. Not that I don't think I'd be able to pull it off. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, he's a very silly guy, which is why I kind of like intimidating art like this. It's kind of like that moment in an anime. You guys know that trope where, like, it's a character with, like, eyes that are always closed? But, like, whenever they open it, that's how you know it's, like, the real shit. Especially if it's closed, like, I try to think like character whose eyes are closed, but it's like usually like a happy. Oh, you know what? It's the character from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, the professor. It's like this character. You know, like a character whose eyes are always closed, but like the moment they open it, it's like real shit. Like. Actually, his eyes aren't even like open in any of these, but yeah, yeah, yeah. So there's also the one from Bleach, Gin, right? But he doesn't like I don't know. That's kind of different. But yeah, Link from FMA. Yeah, exactly, exactly. So this is kind of the same thing. Like, you know, Randon is like a silly little dude, but like when he looks like this, that's when you know it's the real shit. That's when you should run. So yeah, very good, very good. Very good, like, color choices. And then finally, oh my god, I love this! This is Jaculatrix's persona. Or, not, yeah, your Sona, but goblinified. Very cute. Okay, so, I love the texture. I love the texture of the line work. I also love the proportions. I'm not used to drawing, like, non-human subjects, right? But, like, I love the proportions of the ears, the hands, and even, like, the little touches, like the little spirals on the hands. Sorry, let me hydrate. I realize my throat's getting a little bit dry. Alright. My usual Sona is more of a bug lizard person, but I had fun with Goblin time. Oh, cool, cool. I am also a big sucker for like 80s, 90s types of aesthetic. And let me know if that was intentional, but this is what it's giving right now. Like it has like the bright 80s, 90s like aesthetic on it, especially here on the skirt. The little toesies. I like the toesies. I like it. Oh, okay. I low-key love like these stockings where like for whatever reason it doesn't have a heel. I don't know if that's like a ballet thing or like just a workout thing, but I don't know. It's just it's very aesthetically pleasing and satisfying to me. You know what? I'm gonna turn on my mosquito catcher because I'm seeing more ants. Just one, but like I don't want them. But absolutely, I was told I dressed like an 80s gay art teacher. Yo, nice, nice. Oh yeah, you got the rainbow straps over here, right? The little devil horns, so cute. And there's a lot of character here, because, like, even just the pose, right? Like, having the hands out like that. The hands out with, like, the big ol' eyes. The big ol', like, precocious eyes. Like the knee pads. Like, get a lot. And if you zoom out, there's a pretty, unified, like, color scheme. There's a lot of colors, right? Like, especially if you look at the rainbows here. But overall, like, if you were to, like, blur your eyes, there's definitely, like, a green plus, like, a red here. And then I like that you have, like, the pink. It's like a more like a pink than a red, but you also have that same color here. And then kind of like neutral colors here in the center. So I feel like that's really good, like, just color theory work in there, because, you know, green and pink aren't complementary, but, like, pink is really close to red, and green and red are complementary, which helps to, like, it helps for both of those colors to stand out. And whenever, like, people use complementary colors, one thing to keep in mind is, like, you can also play around with saturation and lighting, because this is like, ostensibly, this is like green and red, but this is like super saturated pink, and this is like super pastel light green. So it emphasizes it even more. That wasn't even intentional. Yeah, but that's what we were talking about earlier, right? Like some of these things are just unconscious. Like, after a while, you just kind of get like a you get a hang for it. You get the hang of it. It just kind of happens. But yeah. So this is super cute. Super, like, am I using the word right? But, like, precocious. Like, you know, this person is, like, curious about something. They're like, wow. But yeah, really nice work. So this is the work of Jaculatrix. Feel free to give them a follow, you know, on Twitter. Wait, do I still have your? Do I have your Twitter? Why isn't it? Where is it? Give me a second. I hate, okay, like, Twitter's, like, search feature is, like, such ass sometimes. Like, because, like, I'll, like, actively be looking for someone that I follow and follows me back. But, like, it'll be like, do you mean this other person that you don't know? Like, here we go. So, if you guys like this art, follow Jaculatrix on Twitter. So there you go. And Hux is here in the header, by the way. Thank you so much. I appreciate it a lot, and it's really nice to hear this stuff. Yeah, of course. Anytime. I also like your PFP, by the way. Can we just talk about that? That's so cool. Like, all the colors here. It's so cool. Yeah, thank you, Jaculatrix. Thank you for your wonderful art. Let's go ahead and move on to our next person. This one was recommended by... Oh yeah, Pachi. I didn't do, like, a round of applause for Hux, but I know they're sleeping. But round of applause for Hux and Jaculatrix. Oh, it's your Sona's old design. Very cool. Okay, so let's see who recommended this one. Oh, Nomi did. Nomi recommended this artist. So you said that it's an IRL buddy. Lots of art, very funny. So it looks like their name is Yume, or VG Yume. Cat. This remix, like, freaking hits. I know I said that last time, but this is good. Okay, so we have fan art of Machina Sex Flayon, right? So this is the one that was linked in the Discord. I don't know if you wanted me to look at, like, more of their art, but I stare at the screen. But for now, we'll just stick to we'll stick to the two fan arts here. Machina Sex Flayon, your IRL buddy. Nice. Schnackery? Nah, it's their cat. It's their cat. Schnackery is in the room with me, but he's sleeping. For now. Yeah, he's sleeping. They're both sleeping. Yeah, cool. So, let's take a look at this. So we have Machina X Flayon. Ooh, so you see some very... If you zoom in, there's very slight gradients over here. You know what? I like their shading a lot. Hold on, let's actually like give us a couple of seconds to just like observe, right? I keep forgetting to do that. I keep forgetting to like when it comes to observing art, you also need a little bit of time to just look at it, right? Like, cause I'll lead classes where I'm like, all right guys, what do you see here? You know, and like I don't actually give them time to really like like observe it. So sometimes you really just need to like look. I picked this art because look at the comments. It's also all their art they're cracked. Ah, okay. Oh my god, Machina X Flying himself. I'm so small. I guess I really am a cat if you think too. Aww. Hologram ears. The art from Hunter x Hunter. I love the blue behind his head. Yeah. I think like Machina X Flyon's design like lends itself to a lot of really cool artistic experimentation because for one, his eyes aren't one color. It's not even like heterochromia where it's like two different colors in each eye. It's both eyes are the same color, but the top of it is like a light green to like a red. Maybe even like a teal. And then his hair also has like those highlights of like it's red, but it has like a light green yeah, it has like a light green, like light teal quality to it. Let me take a closer look. I think what I really like is the shading, like the shading, but also look at the little detail of having like the it's like a screen print effect. His eyes have more colors than my entire color palette. Well, you know, like sometimes it's not necessarily quantity but quality, but in this case, like it's done really well. Oh, look at those highlights. Wait. Look at the eye highlights. It's not just one color, it's two. Oh, and the screen printing, it's not even just little dots, it's like little stars. That's a really neat effect. So let's see. The shading. You kind of see a little bit of like the digital painterly thing that I was talking about earlier. Like you see a little bit of the brush strokes with the shading. I like their gradient work as well. Like this right here, if you look at this gives us a really cool like metallic effect because it's not just gray. It's like a little bit of purple. It's a little bit of green. It's the one of the terms for that is like iridescent. It like mimics a rainbow. There's gradients all over the place. Now that you look, they're using gradients really effectively. Because like, and when I say gradient, it's basically like a smooth transition from one color to the next. So here, the start of the color is like, it reads as gray, but it's actually like a dark red purple. And then it transitions into like a light purple here. Same here, it's like a blue. And then it transitions into like a black with a little bit of darker gray here with a little bit of red. And in addition, you also see a little bit of shading, like hard cell shading, kind of cell shading. This is an interesting technique for beginners to try out. Is like when you shade, you know, it's very easy to just like solid color. Like let's take this like pink. It's really easy to just take like a single color and shade it, right? But experiment with having a gradient. So like there's a slight gradient here, like you see the white, and then it goes into the solid pink. Try experimenting with what would happen if like this bottom half had like a smooth like white and then smoothly transitions into the pink and then shade over it. It's a pretty interesting technique to try out. It's not for everyone. Like you might try it out and be like, I hate this. But I don't know, it adds a little bit more like dimension to it, and it's like it's relatively easy to do too. So I'm usually not a huge fan of super smooth gradients, but the way it's done here is so satisfying. No, me too. Yeah, same here. Usually because if done wrong, it could come off as like very like, oh, this is a beginner artist, right? But here it's done like, I don't know, with like a lot of intentionality. Is that the word? Like it's done with a lot of intentionality. Because you see here, like this is an excellent example. Look at this part of the collar. It starts out light gray and then like transitions into a smooth like dark gray, which actually matches the gloves. But then they add a little bit more to it. They add the texture of like this tab over here. They add the shading of like, I'm assuming it's actually what's casting the shadow. I'm assuming it's like the head or actually it wouldn't really make sense if it's this. But there is like a little bit of shading plus the screen tones. So it's a relatively like simple technique, but by layering it with other techniques, it kind of comes together in a really, really neat way. There's also very subtle gradients here, like you see the skin tone, there's a little bit of pink. Very cool, very cool. I wanna zoom out to see the overall color. Yeah, it's mostly it's Flay's color palette. It's like red with a little bit of like black, but it's like the little touches here. It's like the little touches of like purple, red. It really brings it out. So let's go to the next one. Cute, cute, cute. This one is interesting because it's a little bit more of like a pencil-y style. This one is a little bit more like cel-shaded and I don't know, it's like a little bit more graphical, I want to say. This one is a little bit more like you see more of the pencil texture. Oh, look at the little beans. It's so cute. The baby. Also, this is a really good example of like how to do simple backgrounds without it looking like it's simple, because there's different ways that people do backgrounds, especially if you're someone that's not great at backgrounds. You could just leave it a solid color, right? What this person did is it's a little bit of what we were talking about. There's gradient work, but there's also texture. So you have like, you know, the gradient of black to red to black, a little bit of red here, but there's also the screen tone texture, and then there's also these lines. By themselves, they're pretty easy, but because they combined it, it comes off like really, really cool. Same here. Stark red, and then they might have, okay, I've done this before too, where you just make a duplicate of your art, set it to black, and it's a really easy shadow. It's a really easy like graphical shadow. You have the screen tones. I think they put like dithering. Oh yeah, look. If you look at how they did like this texture to make it look a little bit more pencil-y, this is a technique called dithering. But I think it depends on what program they use. If they use Procreate, there's a setting where you could add like noise. Yeah, visual noise, exactly. Exactly, Jaculatrix. It's visual noise. But if you set it to, this is another tip for like beginner artists, like easy textures can just be like put a texture and then play around with the opacity of the layer and the layer blending mode. So if you know, this could easily be just like visual noise, but they might have set it to like, I don't know, 25% opacity and set it to screen, right? Or multiply. It depends on what kind of layer it is, but that's like a really easy way to like give it a lot of texture, which it does. If you look here, like it looks like it's something from like a piece of paper. I use Procreate. I had a phase where I just use a ton of noise filter. I do that too. I do something with what is it? I do like the 3D I drew chromatic aberration and I just play with the settings. This is a cute effect too. And you can tell that they like I really like that the dithering effect or the visual noise, you don't see it here because it brings more attention to this as like almost like a highlighter effect. It's cool. It's kind of like what Flay said. It's kind of like what is it? Like a hologram ears, and it goes with the motif, right? That he's like kind of like it's almost like a digital entity in a way. She's a digital artist powerhouse amongst the friend group. Oh, cool! I like the style too. Like it's very soft, you know. Like I said, they lean into like the pencil texture really well. And the screen tone texture too. So really nice use of textures, and like you can kind of see a little bit of their workflow, and like it's very, you know, it's inspiring because it's like, oh, this is cool. Like it makes me want to try out these techniques, like on my own art as well. So yeah, really, really cool. So this person is Yume, VG Yume. Give them a follow. I do feel my voice going a little bit, so if it's okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go on to the next person. But yeah, you know what? Let's give them a follow. Really nice artwork. Okay. And thank you, Nomi, for recommending this this person. Okay, so I think we have about 2 more things. Well, let me see. I know people added to the art appreciation. Oh, okay. We'll see how much my voice can handle for today. Because I was planning on just looking at... You know what? We might just take like a light look at this one. And then afterwards... Sime, I'm just gonna pick one from the things that you posted in the art appreciation thread. I'm just gonna pick this one. Okay, this is another one posted by Matthew. This is Jeffrey Palmer, and they Photoshop Paddington into Magic the Gathering cards. So it's funny because I think you mentioned this person before. I also added the last minute one. Okay, yeah, we'll do that for the next one. It's funny because, like, when you first mentioned this person, I thought you were talking about this person. Because this person, their entire Twitter is just... they Photoshop Paddington into, like, movie scenes. Like, oh my god, that's so scary. Say goodbye to Exodia! Hi, Thousand! Hello, thank you for dropping by. We're doing a little bit of art appreciation today. We're looking at this artist, but yeah, when you first talked about this one, Matthew, I thought it was this one. But yeah, they Photoshop Paddington into different movies. What's the referee doing? It's really good too. You know, they kind of play around with like, oh my god, it's 8 Mile, or I'm assuming it's 8 Mile because it has Eminem. I love somebody who's wholeheartedly committed to the bit. Yeah. So yeah. Oh my god, this was pretty funny. Okay, but that wasn't the one that you were talking about. You were talking about this one, who like same shtick, but it's more so with hi Freeman Pixie, hello. It's with Magic the Gathering cards, which like I don't play Magic the Gathering. I tried to get into it, but it was a little bit too much for me. But as a result, I got more into Yu-Gi-Oh because I had more of like a history with it, right? But I do know from my friends and from this that like Magic the Gathering art is beautiful. It's super beautiful. So we get to look at both Paddington. We get to look at a bear. As well as beautiful Magic the Gathering artwork. So, and like really good like Photoshop skills as well. Because one thing about photoshopping a subject into like a background is like you don't just like, you know, cut it out and just paste it, which like, you know, you can see that here. You also got to think about like, for example, something called color temperature. We were talking earlier about like warm colors versus cool colors. This is a warm composition. Like it's more so like orange red. The green is a really nice contrast, but for even the green itself is like a bit on the warmer side. Like it's more of a yellow green than a blue green. And moments where you do see the blue green, it's more so in like the shading. So that's the actual art. What Jeffrey Palmer did is he photoshopped it, but he made sure to keep that in mind with the color temperature. So like Paddington here is a little bit more red, right? So there's this term, I don't know if I'm going to use it right, but it's called compositing, which basically is like how well do you make the subject look like it's like actually in the environment. So here, this is a really cool one because like not only did they like, you know, cut out Paddington and put him smack dab here, they also like adjusted the opacity, they adjusted the color temperature of it to make it look like it's Paddington in the night sky, right? Ooh, this one's cool too. His face, he's like, I don't know what that's about. And like I think like also credit to like the specific screen caps or like Paddington designs that he picks, right? Because like this looks like Paddington's on the horse, right? This one like was kind of startling at first. This one's really good though. Let's zoom in a little. Oh, I guess can I zoom in? Thank you, Bear. Thank you. I do need to hydrate. And welcome. We're doing a little bit of art appreciation today. We're looking at right now. We're looking at Jeffrey Palmer, who they photoshopped Paddington into Magic the Gathering cards. All right, I just hydrated. God, I love when artists use their skill for stupid fun stuff like this. Yeah. Yeah, this one is like kind of scary looking, but if you look really closely, they did a really good job with like getting that watercolor texture on Paddington. Because look, they could have easily just like put Paddington in there, call it a day, or like, you know, make him yellow, call it a day. But if you look really closely, they also incorporated like the watercolor texture. Oops, didn't mean to hit the mic. And then they also made like really good decisions about like where to cut off like Paddington's face, right? The distorted jaw in the water. Yeah. Cuz like if it's under the water, there is a little bit of distortion that happens, so they, you know, they knew how to properly do that. Look under the water. Oh, so scary. Oh yeah, you also like you have the distorted jaw. But also, look, you could see, or actually, technically, this is the only part that's above water. Everything else is underwater. This is also just really good art in general, but also, like, the compositing is super good. And, like I said, really good choice in, like, which screenshot of Paddington they chose. Whoa, this is kind of intense. Oh my gosh, he's like, no. Oh my god, this is intense. Paddington's just too strong. He's so strong. Using your power to be just a little guy. Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, that's terrifying. This is really like a really good example of like of the compositing. No. Exactly. Deflecting palm, yeah, let's go back to that. Like, no. Paddington versus Shaggy, holy crap. Only Paddington can be more powerful than the sheer energy of Shaggy, Lord of the Pit. So this is another example of like really good compositing because not only did they put Paddington, they also included all of the weird veiny stuff from the card. But look a little bit closer. Look just a teensy bit closer. Because I think they also put a filter. I want to say they probably put like a filter on Paddington too. Because look at the dark parts of like his eyes, his mouth. It looks like, I don't know what the name of the effect is, but I want to say posterized, but I don't know. They did an extra effect to really kind of sell the effect here. Let's look at these last two, and then we'll move on. Oh man, he's so strong. I would like to suggest that there's somebody more powerful than Paddington and Shaggy combined. Hux, it's true. It's true. Hux is just so powerful. Look at those flames. Sparkles and flames, and then it looks like he's actually holding that hammer, right? He's gigantic. Oh my gosh. Pure power these images hold, exactly. Purphoros, god of the forge. That is what he is. It do what it do. Oh my god. It's like a Cerberus bear. Wait, let's take a closer look. He doing him limb. He's doing a little blip. Yeah, Cerberus. Beak stretch. Thank you for redeeming, Seat Man. Let me go ahead and do that right now. Beak stretch. The questing beast. Do you guys know what the questing beast is? It's a really interesting mythical creature that is like a mix. Okay, I'm just gonna Google it. I didn't even notice you both did that. The Cerberus. The bears are of one mind. So the questing beast is really interesting because it seems like it's it's this weird mythological creature, right? So this is an example of the questing beast. It has the like neck, like the long neck of a serpent, the body of like a leopard, and then the hooves of like a cow or a deer, essentially. So like if you look at this, it seems very strange, right? It's actually a giraffe. Or rather, what I mean to say is it's based off, or it's possible that this is based off of people's accounts of a giraffe before the time of like photography, or like people would go to like, let's say, parts of Africa where giraffe are more common. They would see this fantastic beast, right? And then they would hey Mushi Bear, hello. We're talking about this mythical, we're doing art appreciation, but we're talking about something called a questing beast with the head and neck of a serpent and the body of a leopard and the hooves of a deer. And it's actually just like someone's depiction, or I want you to imagine that like this person has never seen a giraffe before, and they hear from another person like, I saw this great beast as we were exploring the lands of Africa. It has a long neck like a serpent, but it also has like the body is of like a leopard, but also it has hooves like an antelope, and then on its head are two like knobs, and like that's what this guy drew. That's what he drew. But like if you compare it to like a giraffe, is not too far away. Like we're trying to get a picture here. Yeah, so look at that. You know, long neck, you know, like a serpent. The design is kind of like a leopard, and then it has hooves, right? So like, and also I think they also say that it has a lion's tail. Oh my god, look at this one. Get any games on your phone. So yeah, that's a possible origin of the questing beast, where like stand users and unseen force just compels fate to draw us in the same spot. Yeah, unicorns are basically, yeah, horse plus narwhal horn, exactly. They're so derpy. Yeah. I believe someone's saying that like, yeah, the unicorn, the myth of the unicorn, actually comes from like someone describing a rhino to someone else, and them never having seen a rhino before. It's like, oh, you're telling me it's like a great beast with a singular horn, but they didn't say where the horn was. So that's a possible origin to the unicorn. Let me see here. So here we are. This is the MTG. This is the, oh my god, it has honey. It has honey. It's like a game of telephone, essentially. Yeah, exactly, Bear. So like, did you guys know that like the myth of the Cyclops, a possible origin of that is people seeing elephant skull, or a mammoth, actually, a mammoth skull. If you look at the skull of like a mammoth, and you didn't know like the creature that it came from, you might think that this is where the eye would be, right? But of course, like this is actually the nasal cavity. This is where the nose would come from. And it's easy for us to know that because we know what an elephant looks like, you know, when it's alive, right? So we know what that is. The eyes are actually over here. But I want you to imagine someone that has never seen an elephant or a mammoth before, and they find this. What are they supposed to think, right? So like there's a theory that like the Cyclops is actually from this. Like people saw this skull and they're like, oh my god, it has like a single eye just in the center and it has these big old like fangs, right? But like it's more so like mistaken identity, I guess. So yeah. So going back to this one, this is the MTG questing beast. In terms of like the art quality, you're seeing like the art itself has like it's called like painterly. You see like the brush strokes in it, and he tried to imitate it here. You see a little bit of like the brush stroke effect here, but also blem, and the little honey. That's such a cute touch, isn't it? And once again, thinking about like color temperature, they put a little bit of green here to make sure it blends well with this part. A little bit of like, excuse me, yellow, orange. Sorry, I got a burp. Burp. So yeah, just all around like great compositing. If that's even the right word. So yeah, that's Jeffrey Palmer. They're a someone who does Photoshop. They Photoshop Paddington into Magic cards. They're really good stuff. All right, so this is gonna be our second to last thing that we're gonna look at because my voice is starting to go, and there's still stuff I want to talk about. Funny thing about this set is that it was Arthurian inspired. Ah, okay. Actually, let me hydrate a little bit more. Alright, cool. I hydrated a little bit. I'm back. Nice. Welcome back, C-May. You forgot. Oh, yeah. I just got to the one that you recommended. So this is, Sud? Zoologist wannabe. Their tweet has, content warning for insects, but beautiful insects. We're just gonna look at this piece right here. I may head out, I'm getting EP, but thank you for looking at my art and have fun. Thank you for dropping by, Jakulatrix. And thank you for letting us look at your wonderful art. So yeah, thank you. Have a good rest. So yeah, we're just gonna look at this artwork. But we can also like link to this artist as well. So C-May was the one who recommended this artist. Ooh, is this Jeanne d'Arc? Is this Joan of Arc? It even has like the FGO Joan of Arc here. Yeah, good night, and thanks for the awesome art. Late repost, it's her birthday. I can read a little bit of this. Noelle Francesca. Noelle Francesca? Is that the name? Arisukia. Alice Gear? Is that what this is from? Mecha Musume and Armor Enthusiast. Nice. What is Arisugia? Is it Alice Gear? Ah, okay. I can only read katakana and hiragana. So it looks like Joan of Arc. It has a lot of like the same motifs as Joan of Arc. By the way, a motif is like a repeating pattern or just like kind of like an overall design choice. So for example, you're seeing like if I think about the motifs associated with like Joan of Arc, it's like not even just the FGO Joan of Arc. It's usually like armor because she was like a soldier, a warrior in medieval times. For I believe during the 100 Years' War between France and England. I only know that because of Hetalia, by the way. But you also have like the fleur de lis. I can't pronounce it properly. It's French, so like the fleur de lis is like a very like French symbol. I think typically she's depicted with like Joan of Arc is usually depicted with like blonde hair, blue eyes, but I don't know if that's historically what she had. The 100 Years' War, yeah. A lot of my history is because of Hetalia. Like, because I used to ship Fruck, you know? So I knew all of the wars, you know, they had with each other, you know, that kind of stuff. Fleur de Elise, exactly. Fluorescent de Elise. Fleur de Elise. But it seems like this is another person. This is Noelle Francesca? Or Francesca Noelle? Get. Yeah, Fleur de Lis. Yeah, she's got like the armor going on over here. Okay, so if we look at the actual like artwork itself, rather than just like the character that's being depicted, for one, really good detail work. Look at how many times must they have like done this whole move and have it wrap around, you know, all of that really good detail work. Oh, you know what I'm noticing? So the foreground is very like cell shaded. It's very like you know, it has like defined lines. The background is a little bit more like painterly. If you look at the background, you can see like the digital paint strokes. Fleur de Lis. Fleur de Lis. Ah, okay. Is that how you pronounce it? They also make original characters. Oh, nice. It's a little bit more like painterly here with the digital art strokes, but it still like reads really well, right? Meanwhile, the foreground is a lot more like I guess like refined. Like there's more detail, there's more like detailed line work. Ooh, like all of the little like parts of the armor are really good too. Let's take a look. Painting metal is like very difficult for me. And my favorite part is they researched to hell and back about that. Oh, nice. Is painterly a term for digital art imitating IRL material textures? Kind of, yeah, kind of. So painterly is also a term in like traditional art as well. It's basically, it just means that you see the brush strokes more, or you like, one definition is like you see the hand of the artist a little bit more. So like in sculpture, if you see like the thumbprints or like, you know, the fingerprints on the sculpture itself instead of like a smooth out texture, that's considered like a painterly sculpture. Let's see if we can find like an example really quick. So like painterly style. Like these are really good examples. Like as you can see the brush strokes here as opposed to something that's like cell shaded. Trying to find like a good example like this. Like there's no transition between the highlighted parts and the shaded parts. Like you don't see much of a transition, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's just more of like your preference, right? Here actually this is a really good example of like the difference between the two, but here you can see a little bit of transition. Like you have the dark blue here, you have like the like kind of teal blue here, you know. So yeah, it's more so about having like the brush texture. When I do that though, it's because I forgot to let the mini dry. Yeah, sometimes it's intentional, sometimes it's not, you know, but nonetheless. I know that Randon said that he's like a big fan of like painterly art style. So yeah, if we look back at this painting then, this digital art, so here it's a little bit more cell shaded when we get to like the actual subject, because here you have like the like there's no transition in between these, but you know that's not the style that they were going for. They're going for like the cell shaded style. So we have the shading here, we have it here. Ooh, this is pretty cool. I think what they did to achieve this effect is it might be on a different layer, but they probably use like a soft brush or gradient, and then they like erase the parts to make it look more like hair. I also do that with my digital art because I started with painting. Oh, cool. Nice. So yeah, painting metal is like deceptively hard because like one thing about metal is that it has these very striking like the lights are light. like like the white parts are like practically white, but they also have a little bit of a glow to them. We were talking earlier about like in most art they teach you to try not to use like pure white or pure black because it just doesn't look natural. Like for white, you actually want to use something similar to like a light yellow, and for black you want to use like a dark purple, right? But if you use it for metal, it really demonstrates like a shine to the metal. Oh, nice, nice. Like the highlights too. Really good like knowledge of like I guess how light and metal react to one another, because you see that like the light source is hitting her like right here. Right on the chest, right on the booba. Oh, cool. So you see like each and every one of like this part of the finger armor is like articulated. Also really good like metal work here. Nice, nice. Okay, we'll also take a look at their gallery really quickly. Oh, is this Fuwamoko? Yeah, it's Fuwamoko. I don't watch them that much, but this is already showing off like really great anatomy, really great knowledge of anatomy, and look at the mech in the back. That's so cool. People who are able to do like mech drawing are so cool to me. Bow bow. Bow bow. I don't watch them that much, but they seem really cute. Oh my god, look at wait, this is cool. You can see them do this is their color blocking, or their like solid colors. And then the one right next to it is the rendering with shading and highlights. So this is actually like a really good like if you're looking into how they render, this is and the line art? Or is this a sketch? I think this is a sketch. Nice, so you get to see their whole process. So one thing is like open it up in different tabs and just flip through them. And you get to kind of see like their process at work. Mini painting has a technique where they do that with where they do that called non-metallic metal. Normally, mini painters use paint with metal flakes. Ah, pretty cool. Mecha artists are so goated to make great-looking mech without making it look like a clusterfuck. Yeah, yeah. That I admire, because it's almost like, would you say that learning how to do mechs is like you kind of have to have a little bit of like anatomy with almost a little bit of like architecture, just a little bit. Or maybe not architecture, but like it's kind of like this, like machinery. Very cool. But yeah, so this is the work of Sud. I don't know if I'm pronouncing how necessarily to pronounce her name, Sud. But very cool work. Really cool, like I guess like mech design as well. Yeah, some engineering knowledge, or I'd imagine like maybe you don't need engineering knowledge to like draw mechs really good, but to like create mech designs, I feel like perhaps. Sudi? Nice. Nice. Yeah, check out their work. Looks pretty cool. Okay, I have one more thing for us to look at. I think we'll call it. But before we get into it, I want to play a video for you guys. It's called Why Babies in Medieval Paintings Look Like Ugly Old Men. This is also going to give me a chance to rest my voice just a little bit. We're going to learn about baby Jesus, but we're also going to look at another artist. So I'm going to go ahead and pause it. But yeah, thanks Sime for recommending that artist, by the way. Sudi. Okay, so let's go ahead and watch this video. Let me just make sure that the sound is on.
You're going in the museum and it's great.
Wait.
So you're going in the museum and it's great. The guards
It's
check
the
your
Met.
bag
I
to
love
make
the
sure
Met.
you won't, I don't know, shoot a painting. You go up some fancy escalators, you see naked statues, and then it happens. You see a super ugly medieval baby. Why do medieval babies look like ugly middle-aged men? I mean, this baby looks like he wants to tell you that a boat is just a money pit. It might seem like medieval artists were just bad at drawing, but it turns out that babies in medieval art are actually ugly for a reason. While there were breakthroughs in anatomy and perspective that happened later in the Renaissance, ugly medieval babies were an intentional choice before that time. If somebody told you to paint like Pablo Picasso and you gave them Norman Rockwell, you'd have screwed up. And it was the same way for medieval artists working in churches in Italy. It's because most of these babies were depictions of Jesus and Mary. They were influenced by the idea of the homunculus, which is Latin for little man. These babies looked like Benjamin Button because philosophers believed Jesus was born perfectly formed and unchanged. The adult Jesus was represented in the baby Jesus, until the Renaissance when everything changed. Generally, we think of the Middle Ages as lasting from around the 5th to the 15th century, and it kind of overlapped the beginning of the Renaissance in the 14th century. Renaissance probably began in Florence, Italy, but it's important to note that it unfolded over centuries and countries in a time when everything moved slowly, so it wasn't instant beautiful babies everywhere. Still, the change in style did happen, and it happened for a couple of reasons. Suddenly, places like Florence were getting richer, and churches weren't the only places that could afford paintings. People could get their own babies painted, and they wanted them to look like cute, chubby babies, not homunculi. And because the Renaissance was all about classics, they looked at Greek and Roman art, which was all about idealized forms that ditched the medieval abstraction for beauty and... Okay, who put that ugly baby there? Anyway, the point is that after the Renaissance, cherubs didn't seem out of place, and neither did cuter pictures of baby Jesus as the Renaissance spread through Europe. And it's kind of stayed that way since. We want babies who look like they need their cheeks pinched, not their prostates checked. We want them chubby and cute, and we want babies that fit our ideals. Because those medieval babies, they have a face that only a mother could love.
Okay, so I showed that video both to rest my voice, but also because for one, I know everyone's saying that like it's terrifying. It's like, and oh, so the last thing about the last artist, May said in the chat, they're your own oomphy, and they're a great researcher. Nice, nice. Got a burp. So I wanted to say I'm a big fan of medieval art because of the derpiness of it, you know? Like also he brings up a good point that like it's not that they didn't know how to draw back then because that's a very common misconception is like, oh, they didn't appreciate art and they couldn't like do art properly. It like this was like very much intentional. And like I like this example of like if someone commissioned you to like draw something like this and you give them something like this, even though like yeah, it looks more realistic, right? You like that's not what they asked for though. So back then, if you gave them like a beautiful ass baby like this, if someone commissioned you, if the church commissioned you and you gave them this, they would have been like, what the fuck? Like this isn't what I asked for. And you might be asking like, well then why did they want them like to look like that, right? Like why was that their aesthetic then? Like they explain it in the video, but it's also just a bit of like for one, this type of art style communicates its ideas like a little bit more clearly. And to us it's like, well, I don't know what the fuck like what idea they're trying to communicate, but to them back then the idea of the homunculus would have been a little bit more widespread. It's almost like I want you to think of like memes, right? Like when people like look at memes from our like era one day in the future, like they're gonna be like, "What the fuck were they thinking?" Like, what? I don't understand. Like, you have to, like, because memes are very referential. They're referring to something else, right? And if you don't know the reference, you don't get the meme. So to us, it might be like, I don't get what the message was. But for them, it's like, oh, yeah, the homunculus. Duh. Like, everyone knows about the homunculus. So yeah, that's me being like a medieval art apologist. But also I just love the derpiness of it. One of my favorite things is like oh my gosh. There's one painting. I think it's a triptych where like the angels are supposed to look like they're singing, but they do not look like they're singing. They look like they're bothered. Choir of Angels. No. Okay, maybe I have medieval art, the Annunciation. Also, let me catch up on chat. Warhammer has a lot of medieval art inspiration. Ah, that's wild to think of a fully formed baby. Yeah, they have a mechanical cyborg baby robot cherubs. And if the church gets mad, you might die. Exactly, exactly. This is one of my favorite, like, old medieval, like, Christian art. It's just so funny to me. This is the moment where the angel Gabriel tells Mary that she's pregnant with Jesus. You know, the child of God. Like, so you'd think that like her expression would be like one of awe, right? One of like, wow, I have the child of God inside me. Look at her face. Like, I know this isn't like the best quality, but like look at her face. She's like, bro, what? Get away from me. Love all the medieval art where people are supposed to be in pain but they look bored. Yeah, I've seen that one too. I've seen that one too. Oh wait, I'm getting a phone call from my little brother. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. So like my little brother called me and like usually when my family calls me, I like no matter what I'm doing, I try to like answer it because you never know if it's going to be like an emergency or like, you know, something happened to a family member. But in this case it was fine. He was just asking me like I might have accidentally used your card on something. It's like, "Oh, that's fine. Whatever." Also, he says what's up. My little brother says what's up. So yeah. He's popped in the chat once or twice, by the way. His name's Ashano. Have I not been playing music this entire time? Oh my god. Oh, because I was playing the video. I'm so silly. Little pal. His name's Ashano. Or that's not his actual name, but that's like his handle. But yeah. So yeah, so this is Mary, right? She's like she's like what the yeah, exactly what Bear said. I got the consequence but not the fun. Yeah, exactly. What do you mean I'm already pregnant? So yeah, the reason why I bring up religious art though, it's one of my favorite topics to study. Like I said, I'm not religious at all. I just like talking and like studying religion, especially religious art. And because the last artist I want to talk about today is Wolfie. We've very briefly touched on this artist before, but they make amazing artwork that is like I think lately they've been drawing more like stuff related to Odysseus and the Odyssey, but they also did a little bit of like Christian religious art. Really right in front of my salad. Exactly. So let's take a look at Wolfie's artwork and then we'll call it from there. But I think it's just really beautiful, like their artwork. Because for one, it depicts a little bit more of like the tender moments in, or at least this work in particular depicts like a very tender moment in the Bible that like isn't really covered in the Bible. Like the thing that we just saw was like the Annunciation is when Gabriel told Mary about like that she's carrying God's child and she looks the way she looks, right? But how often do you see artwork like this, like biblical artwork that looks like this, where it's like so tender and it's so like emotional? Um, yeah, like just let's go ahead and take a look at it, because like for one, you can tell that they definitely did a lot of like studies. Never, right? Like I feel like it definitely exists, but like I'm just not as familiar with it as like, let's say, Renaissance art, right? So this, assumably, like assuming, no, I'm pretty sure it is. It's Mother Mary. It's Mary and Joseph looking at their child. They're looking at Jesus. He's just freshly born in the manger, right? So you could tell she's tired. Like the look in her eyes, the hair that's kind of like strewn on her face. She's tired. She literally just fucking gave birth to the Son of God, right? But she's looking at baby Jesus with such affection, right? Freshly baked Jesus, exactly, White Height. And Joseph too. Like we don't always hear a lot about like Joseph, like Mary's husband, and like the joke is like people joke about like, oh, Joseph got cooked, but like at the same time, this is like as much his child as well, right? Like he's the one that takes care, who raises Jesus. He's also looking at his child with like that same affection. So tender and human, exactly. What's that one Christmas song? So tender and mild. They're both holding the little baby. We don't see his face, but like you see enough to know that it's a baby, right? Like you see the little cheeks, you see the little fist, when babies are first born, like they always have their hands like that. It's like the cutest thing to me. The actual like art quality is very painterly. Like remember we were introduced to that term, right? It's very painterly. You see the paint strokes here. Even if it's digital, you see the paint strokes here. You see the lines. They're kind of very like, they seem very like they seem very simple, but that's kind of the quality that you see in an artist that kind of knows what they're doing. Like they know where the line should be. They don't need to think too hard about it. And it's possible that that they did these lines, hated it, erased it, and did it again. But to us, it looks very effortless. You see kind of like a pencil graphite texture here. Might have been a brush that they're using. Actually, it looks like it's digital. I might be wrong, but it looks digital, but it might also be... It looks like it could also be traditional. I like the texture here. It's a very... Okay, let's zoom in on her cheek, or like her chin. Because this texture, like, it gives off the feeling of like a warm light on her face. His face as well. But that's like a really good demonstration of how like texture can affect things like value. Like it can make it look like it's a very soft light, and that light might actually be coming from Jesus, but right? That's wild. Yeah, isn't it? Now, I'm about to break your heart. Or rather, this artist did it, because look at the caption. Son, my son, and like the implication is that like that's what she's saying right now. Looking on her baby, right? Like, son, my son's here, my son was born. It's like a very tender moment. This artist reused the caption for a follow-up art, which, spoiler alert, if you don't know nothing about Christianity, Jesus eventually dies. He dies for everyone's sins, and, oh, I keep forgetting. I did this last time, too. Like, content warning for death, blood, all of that, so don't spoil the Bible. Yeah, spoiler. My boy. Yeah, exactly. She's saying, like, my boy. My baby boy. And now... this person reused the same caption for this one. It's like a birth and a death thing, right? Where like this is the birth of her baby boy, and this is his passing. But it's also like I still had 3 volumes left to read. No, I was still at the part with Peter. No. I'm back. A bad laptop kept crashing. Also, no, my brother Jesus. Yeah, it's 2024. We have spoiler perms. Yeah, right. What the fuck? So first of all, they did a texture where it looks like it's canvas. I don't know if... Once again, this looks digital. This looks digital to me, but they did like... They implemented a texture that makes it look like it's canvas. And canvas, if you guys haven't done like traditional art before, canvas is basically it's like a cloth that's been treated. And it's usually what people use to paint, like especially for acrylic or oil. And that's what this pattern is. It's just as tender, right? Like there's a lot of art that shows like the crucifixion, and they kind of play into like the horror aspect of it, the gore of it, to show that like, oh, look how horrible, like look how much Jesus suffered for us, for our sins, right? It like plays that up. But here it's still bloody, right? It's still kind of violent, but that's not the emphasis. Isn't like, look how much he suffered for you. It's more so like, look at how much like this mother is suffering over the death of her child. Like, yeah, he's the son of God, yeah, he's like the savior and blah blah, depending on what you believe, blah blah blah. But first and foremost, this is her child. This is her boy. Like, as the caption says, like, son, my son. Like, she's mourning the death of this baby that she held in her arms, like, just 33 years, like, earlier. Fun fact, due to Jesus fan art Twitter, I found out some version of the Bible. He has 8 siblings. Yeah! Oh my god. So, like I said, I love studying, like, religion and biblical stuff. There is something called the Gospel of Child Jesus. First of all, there's a bunch of, like, biblical books that aren't considered canon. Like, when I say canon, I don't just mean, like, the fandom canon. like, quite literally, that term comes from the Bible. Or it comes from, like, biblical, like, analysis of, like, there are books of the Bible that aren't considered, like, true to the story. Like, certain parts of Christianity don't accept these as, like, canon books. Bible fanfic. Yeah, exactly. One of them is called the Gospel of, like, the Child Jesus, or Baby Jesus, essentially. And it goes through like the childhood of Jesus. It's like up to you and your faith to like believe if this is like the actual like story of oh, hello Mega Bronson, hello. Beat me to it. It's up to you to decide, like, does this count as like the Bible? But like, they're very interesting stories, because there's also one called like the Gospel of Judas. That one claims that, like, you know, Judas, he's known in the Bible as like the great traitor, right? The betrayer. He betrays Jesus, but I think in the Gospel of Judas, it actually claims that like Judas was in on it. He did that because like that's what was gonna lead Jesus to becoming crucified and sacrificing himself for like the sins of humanity. So like Judas wasn't really like evil. He like, in fact, like him and Jesus were like in cahoots. Like they were planning it together. They were like, oh, like if you do this, like I'll get to die for the sins of the people, you know? So that's one claim. It depends on you if that's how you want to interpret that, but you know, that's there. But I think the Gospel of Baby Jesus is really interesting as well. Like, because it goes into like Jesus as a child, like he has these like godly powers, but he's also a kid. Like one of my favorite stories is like there's a story in this gospel where Jesus is a kid and like allegedly they're playing on top of like a 2-story house, and suddenly one of the kids that he's playing with falls from the house and dies. So like the village people, they surround, you know, this child. They're like, oh my god, he's dead, blah blah blah. And then they start to accuse child Jesus of killing him. They think that like, Jesus, you pushed him off of the building, didn't you? You killed him. And Jesus, as this child, is like, no, it wasn't me. Like, how could you think that? And then Jesus, as a child, like with these godly powers, but not necessarily knowing that no one else has these, he revives the kid. he brings the kid back to life just so that he could be like, tell them that I didn't push you off of the building. Like, isn't that like crazy that like, yeah, he's like this godlike entity, but he also is a child. So he's like, no, I didn't push him. Look. Just like revives him from the dead. Tell them that I didn't push you. Tell them. We've been bamboozled is the shtick of the Iscariots in Hellsing Ultimate. Oh, is that what it is? I remember watching it, but I don't remember like much of the plot. Sounds like an anime waiting to be made. Yeah, like Kid Jesus. So basically the Bible version of Muppet Babies or Pup Named Scooby-Doo. Tell them, or so help me, I will send you back. It's exactly, Bear, exactly. It's like, so help my dad, I will send you right back. So yeah, all that to say that like the story of like the childhood of Jesus is very interesting. Child Jesus is also a little edgelord. Oh no. But yeah, like going back to this like piece of art, it's just as tender but also like very tragic. Oh, this is cool. Look, this part over here, it looks like unpainted canvas. I don't know like how intentional that was, but that's a really good effect too. Jesus, I can fix it. Oh. Repairs child. Tell the adults, please. Tell them that I didn't push you. These are really good touches. Like it really looks like unpainted canvas. This is really good. So yeah, that's these two works. Were there more that I wanted to check? Oh yeah, he also did the artist also did this where like, have you guys seen like, you know, this image is everywhere of like Jesus, white American Jesus with the, you know, holding the white lamb, and then this artist did this. the more historically accurate version, right? Has sunglasses, turns water into wine. An underage chick? What do you mean? Still chariots to do hood rat things with his friend. Yeah, we have the gospel of child Jesus, but we don't have the gospel of like teenage Jesus. Like, you know, how much of a rebel he was. What do you mean? Oh no, the cats are like attacking things. The song isn't helping. Oh, you're right. You're right. Servant of evil. Writing the fanfic now. Okay, last work, because I think this is the work that like a lot of people first saw from Wolfie. Is this? This is the moment where Judas betrays Jesus, and he does it by kissing Jesus on the cheek, and it's to like tip off the Roman soldiers that like this is the guy that you're looking for. This is Jesus. So like, you know, there's a little bit of tension in there because it's a very tender. Like I said, this artist is just really good with like showing like tenderness. Maybe he burned it because adult Jesus cringed at it. He's like, oh god, not this story again. But yeah, so this is Judas and Jesus. Yeah, for those that aren't familiar with, like I said, I'm not like 100% familiar, but the story goes that like Jesus was being hunted down by the Romans, and Judas betrayed him for gold. And to identify Jesus, he kissed him on the cheek over here. I believe that's in the Bible itself, but like there's a good caption as well. Must you betray me with a kiss? Because like there's a little bit of emotionality to it, you know. It's like, you know, could they have been closer? And like right now Jesus is feeling this like, how could you betray me? Like you see kind of in his like furrowed eyebrows this like he doesn't want to like react with rage, but he's like, yeah, he's not mad, he's disappointed. So, you know, there's that. But if you also put into account what I said earlier about like the Gospel of Judas, where they say like, oh no, Judas wasn't the bad guy, he was like in on it. Like him and Jesus were planning this to make sure that he died for humanity's sins, you know? So this adds another layer of it. Like, could this be despair or rage that he's feeling, or is this like acceptance? You know, is this like, okay, thank you for doing your part of the plan, essentially, you know? Because also, one part of it is like, why a kiss? like, I'm sure there's probably some kind of like, symbolism. Like maybe the kiss meant something different in, you know, like first century Palestine. I am gonna call it that, by the way. Like maybe it had different symbolism back then, but like, also like, why a kiss? Why couldn't you just be like, yeah, that's him? Like, just point. Like, can you imagine it just being like, can you imagine like Judas like kissing Jesus and the Roman guards are like, you really could have just pointed at him. Like, and he's like, nah, I gotta do it like this. He's got a bitchin' leather robe with studs and steel-toe sandals. It's a Russian taunt. Yeah. He didn't want Peter to stab him. Oh, true. True. Maybe IDK. Wait, you're right. See, this is how much I don't know about, like, the Bible. Is like, I wasn't sure who else is there. Like, Because it could have been a covert thing. Yeah, you're right. It could have been like a covert, like, oh yeah, I'm just giving you a little kiss. Don't mind me. I'm totally not giving you away to the Roman guards or nothing. Yeah, this is just what we do. Gotta kiss the homies goodnight. Am I right? But he did see it coming. Yeah, exactly. Never see it coming. Exactly. So yeah, this is the art of Wolfie. You guys should check their work out. I think they've been drawing more like Odyssey related stuff lately, but check them out. Check them out. But yeah. Oh, my voice is really going. Peter sliced the ear off the cop that started to arrest him, so I think he was saving his skin. See, I didn't know that. Peter goes ham. He goes wild. See, I gotta study up. I was thinking, by the way, before we end off, I know that you Odyssey as in Odysseus. Yeah, exactly. So you got Amphitheia. Can't read that. Autolycus, Laertes, Anticleia, Clymene, and Odysseus. Yeah, so they've been doing more of that art. So I was thinking, you know how I did that presentation on like Filipino folk dance like a couple weeks ago, or maybe it was last week? I think my next topic for something like that, I might want to do, like I said, I took a class called The Bible as English Literature, and it was a class where we just like analyzed the Bible, but in more of like a secular, non-religious context. I might want to do a presentation on like everything I learned from there. Oh my god, I'm seeing more ants. What is this? I don't even have food in here. I think it's the rain. I'm running to their Twitter right now. Yeah. Check them out. But yeah, that'd be cool. Nice. Okay. Yeah, let's do it then. I want to talk about everything I learned in that class. And maybe folks that are more like in the know of like Bible stuff like can also educate me, because there are things that I know and things I don't know. I do like the academic side of it, but I also I don't know, like I'm interested to hear what people think. But yeah, I think that's pretty much what we're gonna call it. The ants wish for Bible fanfic. They do. They crave it. Damn it, why are there so many ants here? Why do you need to know? Oh, what do you need to know? I was raised very Christian. Ah, okay. Yeah, like I said, my knowledge of the Bible is very academic. So like, for me, I'm inspired by like, I know nowadays like people have mixed feelings about Wendigoon. If you guys know about that YouTuber, he does like, you know, I guess like horror themed video essays that are very engaging. He's very much like Christian. He's Christian, practicing Christian, and he like takes a lot of opportunities to like mention it, right? What I am fascinated by with his, when he talks about Christianity, is how much of like the love he mentions, and like he gets teary-eyed when he talks about like Jesus's sacrifice, you know? Even when I was talking about it, like when I was talking about like, you know, him sacrificing himself for like our sins, like it is pretty easy to get emotional about it, because it's like the thought of like someone giving like loving humanity that much that they would like die for us and like in our souls, like I can kind of see it. I could see why people would get like emotional just thinking about that, you know? So it's like that part of Christianity that I'm interested in, not like the bigotry, not like using the Bible as like an excuse to be a bigot, but just like the idea of this like what's the word I'm looking for, like yeah, just like that love. Does that make sense? I'm trying to remember the word for it. Okay, hold on. I know how to find it. Unconditional love. That's what I'm fascinated by. I was raised very Christian. I feel like knowing about the Bible, regardless if you believe it or not, is super relevant to higher level discussions, so it'd be nice. Ah, okay. I love him so much. Yeah, Wendigoon. Yeah. Listening to him go through Dante's Inferno was great. Yeah, is that the one where he talks about the what's the video where he talks about like Lucifer? I think that's Paradise Lost, where like Lucifer disguises himself as a cherub, and then like the idea of like everything that he lost by becoming a fallen angel, and like the funniest part of that was like Wendigoon saying like, "Damn, this cherub was like going through it." Like I just died. I just died. No matter what, that's still a person too. Even if he wasn't who he thought he was, he still died for what he thought was it. Yeah, exactly. I think like just the idea of that like would be like just the idea that someone has that unconditional love for humanity, that he died for it, is like, ooh, that gets you emotional. Like that gets me. Yeah, Paradise Lost. Yeah, like the part where he's like, damn, that cherub's like going through it. I freaking died. So yeah. Let's talk about that next time. But that's gonna be around the end of the month. So, what's coming up? Oh, let me stop raids real quick. So, I'm on break tomorrow, but Wednesday I'm gonna be back with Legend of Zelda, and then on Friday we're doing Digimon. I didn't stream it last week because I was sick. But I should be able to stream it this week. So that's pretty much my schedule for this week. Yeah, if you guys want to keep updated on my schedule, if anything changes, I do have my social media, as well as I'm gonna promote it again, my Discord. So yeah, feel free to check those out. I'm gonna go ahead and go to my outro screen. Ooh, wait, what did I miss here? One of my favorite books growing up was Dante's Inferno, greatest piece of fanfic that ended up becoming canon. Exactly, it is fanfic. Thank you so much, Hux. Have you been here? Did you go to sleep? Like, did you just wake up right now? I hope you got some rest. And if not, get some rest right now. But thank you, everyone. Who are we raiding into today? Let's see. Thank you guys for tuning in. I always appreciate it. So we got Zeus Mythos, we got Jiro, and we got Kuraketa. Ooh, Kuraketa's playing Persona. I don't know when they started, but let's go ahead and raid into Kuraketa. He's like a really good regular too. So thank you for the stream. Have a good day. Good night. All right. Let's go ahead and raid. And thank you, everyone. Thank you. Oh, I didn't realize Shindig was. It's okay. We're gonna raid into Kuraketa. Alright, see you guys when I see you guys.